Okay, let's stop beating around the bush and talk about the most hated Die Hard film of all time, A Good Day to Die Hard. I recently rewatched it. I never reviewed it because I think I started this channel 2 years after it hit theaters. And now I rewatched it. I got it on Blu-ray, not because I went out of my way to buy it, but because I bought the box. I got all 5 movies in a Blu-ray collector's box and I popped it in. And this movie is the low point for the franchise for most people, including me. What is this film about? Well, last time around we met Lucy McClane, John McClane's daughter. This time around we meet his son Jack. He's a secret agent and he's got into some trouble in Russia, which is why John McClane travels all the way to Moscow in order to get his son, played by Jai Courtney, out of trouble. But baddies are after dad and son, and now we have this weird father-son bonding experience with Russian baddies. And yeah, let me get this right out of the way. This is a terrible Die Hard movie because it forgot who John McClane actually was. This is Bruce Willis, but this is not John McClane. He's no longer a vulnerable hero. Like, seriously. There's this one scene where his car crashes big time and he doesn't even have a scratch on him. There's not a single hand-to-hand combat sequence in the film, so no one is beating the shit out of John McClane. He gets to hold a gun and shoot at some dudes, but there's not a single moment where I worried about him, and that has always been a major aspect of these movies. And Jai Courtney, no shitty chemistry with Bruce Willis though. Every single time they have dialogue, it's basically, well, you're a shitty dad. Yeah, you're a shitty son. Get over it. I'm like, no, seriously? Only thing I like about this movie is the fact that there is some continuity. They brought back Lucy for a few scenes. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in the movie. We see her at the beginning and we see her at the very end. And you know what? The very end, where John reunites with both of his children, it's kind of sweet. I'm like, I like that. I would have liked to see more of that. But the overall movie, I've come to realize that I can enjoy it if I don't view it as a Die Hard movie, because it's kind of like The Expendables. It's non-stop fun, but very, very stupid action. Like, when shit blows up, it's kind of fun, and most of the times it's surprisingly practical. The stunt work, sometimes it's kind of fun. Sometimes it's CG and noticeable. But if I view this movie strictly from a this is a stupid action movie perspective, I can find some enjoyment in it. As a Die Hard movie, it's terrible. But I'm gonna say that A Good Day to Die Hard is a time stealer. You can actually pop it in because, yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't live up to the legacy of the Die Hard franchise. But as a non-stop stupid action film starring Bruce Willis, it's mildly enjoyable. But I would have loved to see a 6-1 with Lucy, even with Jack McClane, as long as they would have stayed true to John, because John McClane just doesn't feel like McClane in this film. He feels like Bruce Willis, old Bruce Willis, who doesn't give a shit about this film. There are a few scenes where you see potential. You're like, there's still some John McClane left, but overall I only see Bruce Willis. Luckily, this guy can be charismatic as shit, but as a Die Hard movie, no. Just no. So, A Good Day to Die Hard. What are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Personally, as a Die Hard movie, I hate it, but as a dumb action film, I don't. I think it's passable. But now I'd like to hear about your opinion. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Can you take it seriously? All answers are welcome here. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, then just subscribe.